Hey, how's it going, guys? Mr. Boss for the win here, and in today's GTA 5 video, we're going to be looking at a few examples why every single Grand Theft Auto Online player needs to own this weapon. And the weapon I'm talking about is the Up and Atomizer. I actually stumbled across this article on Dexerto where the title of the post was GTA Online player shows why everyone needs a $400,000 Up and Atomizer. So remember, the Up and Atomizer was actually introduced to Grand Theft Auto Online a little over a year ago in the 2018 Festive Surprise update, where Rockstar introduced not only the Up and Atomizer, but a handful of other futuristic weapons as well, alongside of the Arena War content that was introduced. Honestly, it was one of the better updates that Rockstar has done in terms of all the things that they introduced. But anyways, this is what the article goes on to say. It says Grand Theft Auto Online players might be scared away from buying the futuristic Up and Atomizer blaster, which costs an eye-watering near $400,000 in-game. But one user has discovered a use for it that makes it a must-buy. So immediately I was pretty interested in that, because I wanted to know if someone had, stumbled upon some secretive feature of the Up and Atomizer. But anyways, the article goes on to say it feels as if an alien invasion has been teased in the Grand Theft Auto series since time began, with Rockstar dropping hints and mysteries in multiple titles over the years, and that's exactly what it looks like some players are preparing for when purchasing the Up and Atomizer from Ammunition. The Atomizer frankly looks like something from another world. It's a Republican Space Ranger special, and when equipped, those using it will be well equipped for any galactic wars that come in the future. And as you can probably tell by now, the gun is something of a luxury, if not a complete novelty. It's also crazy to think that it almost costs the same, if not more, than many really good vehicles or properties in GTA Online. And that's true. This crazy little alien gun costs more than a lot of the, high-end apartments that you can end up buying, some of the muscle cars, sports cars, motorcycles. I don't know if there's any supercars that are that cheap, but needless to say, you can buy a lot of good vehicles and so much more for $400,000. So it is a lot of money for you to sink into one weapon. Now, the article goes on to say, based on that, you might think it's fair to say only one of Los Santos' most bubble-headed players would be interested in such a thing, although one user has showcased a really useful way of using its rounds, which might make it worth the hefty price tag. So, Reddit user Remology posted a clip to the Grand Theft Auto Online subreddit on March 15th, which showed that they had gotten their car stuck in a sticky situation. It was wedged between a highway barrier and a hill, with the driver unable to steer it back on the road. So using the futuristic blaster, they got the job done in a much easier way. And I'll actually show you guys the clip right now. It looks like they're delivering either bunker supplies or biker goods to their property in Palito Bay. And they've ended up getting it wedged on the edge of the highway, like between the mountain and those barriers. And especially with a vehicle like this that can't get a lot of speed and has that wedge on the front, it's almost impossible to get it out of sticky situations. But our character here ends up taking their Up and Atomizer, and they shoot it on the side, and they perfectly wedge it out and get it back onto the highway, where they can then deliver it to Palito Bay. Now, the article goes on to say the weapon's blast is so strong that it can completely move vehicles to a point, meaning that the player was able to flip this car back onto the road and potentially saved a lot of time in doing so too. There's nothing worse than being stuck, especially during a mission or heist, so this tip could really come in handy. As mentioned, the benefits of this trick do come at a significant cost, with the Up and Atomizer being one of the most expensive guns in the game. So after seeing this article and this one clip by Remology, I wanted to take a look at some more uses of the Up and Atomizer on the Grand Theft Auto Online Reddit, where players were using its abilities to either help them out in sticky situations or, just get their vehicles unstuck. So let's take a look at a few more clips. These were all posted on the GTA Online Reddit. This first clip right here, it looks like this guy is battling someone in a night shark right outside of the casino. And you would think someone in a vehicle has a clear advantage, especially a night shark. It's armored. But our user here has the Up and Atomizer. And with that, he's able to basically just unbalance the night shark to the point where it can't ever seem to drive in a straight line. the way the up and atomizer sort of bounces it around. Our user then tries to get out of his armored vehicle, which turns out to be a mistake, as now he is vulnerable to the up and atomizer charges and is sent bouncing around like a rag doll until he eventually dies. That was a pretty funny clip right there. It goes to show you that, yes, the little up and atomizer is even as effective against armored vehicles. It's also effective against probably the most powerful vehicle in the game, the Oppressor Mark II. So it looks like our user here is being hunted down by someone on this flying jet bike. But fear not, we've got the up and atomizer, and we are ready to take them down. So with one swift shot, our user here is able to hit the Oppressor Mark II, knocking our individual off the bike, who then dies from falling, and our individual gets on the bike and then kills him with his own Oppressor Mark II. How much karma is that? That is one of the most satisfying clips I think I've ever seen in Grand Theft Auto Online. Just because this guy was griefing the entire lobby, and he really did get a taste of his own medicine there. So I found that to be absolutely hysterical. What about some situations where your vehicle is just stuck, like our user right here who got his Oppressor Mark II stuck on top of this Cool Beans coffee shop? He actually used the up and atomizer to sort of launch himself on top of the roof. How perfect was that? He kind of got wedged on the side of the roof there, then was able to climb up and grab his Oppressor Mark II. He also did the same thing on the tennis courts, where he was unable to get over a fence that was just too high to climb, so he ended up blasting himself over the railing, and he was able to get his vehicle. How perfect is that? A very useful trick in order to get to heights that our characters typically cannot reach. Let's take a look at another example right here. We've got an individual who looks to be delivering some supplies to the power station, and they got a little bit too ambitious with the Phantom Wedge, and they got it stuck between these pipes. Well, fear not, all they have to do is end up getting out and then taking out the up and atomizer, and they can get the vehicle unstuck. So again, another perfect example of basically how useful this weapon is. It basically just saved this guy all of his money, because now he can deliver all the supplies, or destroy them in this case. So I guess it was some VIP work. However, you obviously have to be careful when using the up and atomizer. This final video that we're going to be looking at in this one today goes to show you the dangers of using the up and atomizer when you play around with it in traffic. As this user found out the hard way, as they ended up causing an NPC to swerve right into him, and he ended up getting basically like pit maneuvered into the wall. When I saw that, I literally started laughing out loud. I thought that was one of the funniest clips I've ever seen. So you do have to be kind of careful with the up and atomizer, as it does have an effect that can hurt you as well. Even if you're trying to do something completely unintentional, the effect that it has on the world is just insane. Now, one good point that the original article brings up is, of course, the price of the up and atomizer. It's expensive, $400,000. Now, remember, when this weapon first came out, you actually got it for free, I think, if you logged on Christmas Day. So, obviously, some people probably missed that, and since you can't go back in time to log in, well, what do you do about that if you want this weapon, but you still don't want to spend $400,000? Well, remember, Rockstar is giving away a free pot of $1 million during the month of March. Now, you do have to be a Twitch Prime member and have that connected to your Rockstar Games social club account, but I'm sure there's a good number of you that might have Twitch Prime or Amazon Prime, but don't have it connected to your social club account. So if that is the case, make sure you connect the two, especially during the month of March, because you will get $1 million for free. So that means you'll be able to buy the up and atomizer, or you could save it for the next DLC update. As we've been talking about in previous videos, it looks like there could be an update coming soon in March or April, and it might have to do with more Formula One style vehicles. So saving your money is always a good thing, as you never know what's around the corner. But anyways, that is all the information that I've got for you guys in this video today. Hopefully you did enjoy. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments down below. What are your thoughts, opinions, and more on what we discussed in this video today regarding the up and atomizer? Do you believe it's one of the most unsung and best weapons in Grand Theft Auto Online? Let us know what you think in the comments down below. If you guys did go on to enjoy this video, though, a like rating would, of course, be awesome. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you are new, or you want to stay up to date on all the latest GTA and Red Dead Redemption videos that I'm doing here on my channel. And be sure to ring that notification bell as well. Sometimes YouTube just doesn't work, and if you ring that bell, you'll always be guaranteed to be notified when new videos arrive. But of course, as always, guys, thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys in the next video.